What's up, Bears fans?
And welcome to Ursinus College Sports Network. I'm your co-host, James Schold.
And I'm your co-host, Steve Weissman. Today, we have a packed episode full of action from Saturday's Family Day, where there are highlights happening left and right. I don't know, James, our next top 5 episode might have to be a top 10.
I don't know about that, Steve, but it was certainly a great weekend to be a Bear.
Yes, it was. All right, let's get right into it.
Let's go.
We present to you Sports on Main.
To kick off the action on Saturday, the field hockey team took on rival Franklin and Marshall, absolutely smoking them 6-0. In this game, 6 different Bears players scored a goal. This is the second straight Bears victory against a top 10 opponent, and this win was the largest margin of victory in program history for Ursinus against F&M. Ursinus started the scoring here midway through the first quarter, when Laura Rothschild scored on an assist from Amanda Groyling. Later in the period here, Jordan Moore deposited a feed from Amanda Panatti to make it 2-0. In the second quarter, Groyling scored a goal of her own on a pass here from Devin Carroll. Susanna Toldio-Kornman netted a 4th goal on her second penalty stroke of the season right here. There's the penalty, and here's the shot. Back of the net, top left corner. Here is a goal from Carroll, assisted by Laura Rothschild. Gabriella Howell capped off the scoring here with a feed from Jordan Moore to make it 6-0 Bears. Carroll, Groyling, Moore, and Rothschild all produced a goal and an assist. Franklin Marshall did manage to put up 12 shots, only compared to the Bears' 19. Jordan Olsch had 4 saves, and this was her first career shutout, as well as the 3rd shutout for the Bears on this season. Erin McElhenney made another defensive save on Saturday, on top of her 3 from last game against TCNJ. Maeve Montgomery added the first defensive save of her career when she batted a deflected shot out of the air as the buzzer sounded. The Bears are going for a 3rd straight top 10 win when they travel on to take number 5 Messiah on Wednesday. After the game, our executive producer, Justin Masiello, was lucky enough to be able to catch up and have a word with Kayla Paulson. Here's what she had to say.
Justin Masiello here with your Ursinus College Sports Network along Kayla Paulson. Kayla, a great performance today by the team and yourself. 6-0 win against F&M. What did it take to beat the number 8 ranked team?
Yeah, so we just come out with our game plan and we really stick to it. I feel like this past week we really had high focus at practice and we really made sure to work on our connections, and I think that really paid off on the field. We were really moving the ball up as a unit and recovering back as a unit, and I think that's what really led to today's success.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy Family Day.
Thank you.
Also on Saturday at 1 o'clock, the volleyball team took on Franklin and Marshall in Helfrich Hall, which they were defeated 3-0. Katie Cressman had 5 kills, Rachel Bernard racked in 9 assists, and Emma Olofsky had 6 digs. The Bears will travel to East Whiteland Township on Wednesday to play Immaculata.
Men's cross country excelled Saturday at the Penn State Abington Invitational held at Lorimer Park, cruising to a 1st place victory. They placed all of their top 5 runners inside of the top 11, led by Tucker McGrath's 5th place time of 29:02. Brandon Sloboda finished 6th with a time of 29:16, and Christian Rosado was just behind him in 7th at 29:23. Henry Wilt finished out the top 10 at 30 and 3 seconds, and Jesse Wun was 11th right behind him at 30 minutes and 5 seconds. The Bears having 3 sub-30-minute runners is an accomplishment in itself. I was able to catch up with senior Jesse Wun and talk to him about his recent success as well as his team's recent success. I'm honored to be a part of such a group of dedicated, hardworking guys. What I want to get to most of these guys is pack mentality. Whenever the pain is telling you to slow down, keep pursuing, knowing that your teammates are right there with you. That's a phenomenal quote, Jesse. It's really motivational, and it makes sense that the cross-country team is having the success that it is. The Bears are looking to continue their success this Friday at the Paul Short Run. Women's cross-country also absolutely dominated the Invitational, sweeping the top 4 places and only being 2 places away from having a perfect score. Rachel Conhoff led the way for the Bears, finishing nearly 27 seconds ahead of the second-place runner, posting a time of 22:01. Lauren Ferguson, who had a time of 22:28, was second, and right in front of Brooke Adams, who had a time of 22:35. And Ryan Walthier took fourth place with a time of 22:49. Samantha Grubb finished in seventh place with a clean mark of 23:28, giving the Bears a final total of 17 places. The Bears are back in action on Friday at the Paul Short Run at Lehigh.
Shortly following the football game, the women's soccer team played against the number 21 ranked Dickinson Red Devils in their second conference matchup. Skylar Knapp was able to score for the Bears in the 82nd minute, but it was not enough to top the Red Devils as the Bears fell 4-1. Sydney Mandel was able to stop the scoring of Dickinson in the second half, saving all 4 shots that were on goal. On Wednesday, the Bears will travel to Wilkes-Barre to take on the Lions of King's College. For the final game of Family Day, the men's soccer team took Patterson Field at 7:30 and beat Dickinson 3-0. Here are the highlights. The Bears grabbed an early lead by cashing in on a missed kick by the Dickinson keeper, who hit an attempted clearance off the side of his foot. O'Malley chased it down and fired a left-footed shot from long range into the back of the net, handing Ursinus a lead just 5 minutes into the game. With 4:59 remaining in the first half, Aiden O'Malley made it 2-0, rocketing a free kick from 30 yards out into the top right corner of the net to complete his first career brace. The Bears all but assured themselves of victory when Grenda played a back pass to Schmidt, who stuck a shot from the center of the box into the bottom left corner of the net for a 3-0 advantage. Still, there was work to be done to preserve the clean sheet, and Lewin was up to the task. The junior netminder dove to stop a dangerous free kick from just outside the box and then came up with a huge diving stave to sew in a penalty kick with just under 13 minutes to play. The Bears easily saw out the remaining time to punctuate Lewin's 5th career solo shutout. Ursinus held a slim 14-13 edge in shots, but put 8 of their attempts on target compared to 5 for Dickinson. The Bears stay at Patterson Field for a conference day with Swarthmore on Wednesday night.
What's up, Bears fans? I'm Steve Weissman here with Sports on Main, UCSN, here with Aiden O'Malley and starting goalie Tyler Lewin, here to interview them about their amazing 3-0 shutout against Dickinson. Aiden, how did it feel? 2 goals, like just incredible performance. How did it feel with those goals?
The whole day felt great. Felt great leading up to it. You know, mental state's a big thing going into games, how you feel before. Confidence all around throughout the team. All-time high, I think, coming into this game. It was exactly how we drew it up. That's exactly what we wanted.
It was good stuff. Tyler, and for you, you had a countless number of saves and that incredible PK save and just all-around great game, shutout. How does it feel? How'd that PK save feel?
I mean, it feels great. This is something we've been working on for a while. You know, the guys, we've all been here day in, day out. You know, I mean, it's God's work too. We've all been working, but he's been helping us out. So, I mean, I think we played well against Gettysburg. We didn't get the result we wanted, but to bounce back like that for the next conference game and just make a statement with the 3-0, I think is big for us.
Yeah, it was a big win tonight with this first conference victory, as you guys know, since 2014. How does that feel, making a statement? The Bears are on the coming on.
Words can't describe. I don't know. That game was for everyone in the stands, everyone watching online.
Yeah, it was a great crowd.
Our coaches on the sideline that have been working hard for all 6 years. Keith Capo, he made this happen.
He's come in and done a lot for the program, and we weren't here all of his years, obviously, but as much as he's told us what he's had to do to get to where it's at, I think it feels as much of a win as it does for us. I think it feels even better to get it for him. So that was big.
That win was for the school.
Yes.
Feels great. All right, well, thank you both of you. I'll let you guys get going. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. It was a pleasure to watch. Great
Thank
game.
you.
Women's golf had another tournament Saturday, continuing their stretch of solid improving play. Jessica Lamarca led the Bears once again at the Dickinson Invitational with yet another top 5 finish with a score of 82. Kaylin Chen followed up her remarkable 78 with a solid 89. Carolyn DeChico marked yet another career best with a 100. Annalise Dickinson and Rebecca Chernoff rounded out the Bears with 109 and 115 respectively. The Bears women's golf team will be playing next on Sunday at the Gettysburg Invitational.
On Saturday at 12:30, the Bears football team took Patterson Field against the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall. On the first drive, the Bears get the scoring going early on a 19-yard pass to Octavius Carter from Jack Pazinska. The scoring for the Bears would stop for the rest of the half, and in the first drive of the third quarter, Logan Klaus, quarterback for Franklin Marshall, is pass is intercepted by Aaron Diamond at the 50-yard line. On the next offensive drive, Kevin DePrince is hit in the flat by Jack Pazinska for a 6-yard touchdown. Pazinska's second on the day. Later in the third quarter, Zachary Throne catches a pass from Jack Pazinska and takes it 84 yards all the way to the house for the Bears, making it 21-0. The next drive in the third, quarterback Logan Klaus fumbles and is recovered by Jack Ginley. On the next drive, to close out the scoring for the Bears, Octavius Carter catches his second touchdown of the day, 27 yards from quarterback Jack Pazinska, his fourth of the day. And to close out the game and the shutout, the Bears stopped the Diplomats not once, not twice, not 3 times, but on all 4 offensive plays inside the 5-yard line, forcing a turnover on downs. There was no scoring in the fourth quarter, and the Bears held on to the win 28-0. After the game, I was able to meet up with Jack Pazinska and Aaron Diamond to talk to them about their performance in the game. Here's what they had to say. How's it going? James Schultz, UCSN Sports on Main with another very special guest from today's football game and the win 28-0 versus the Diplomats of Franklin Marshall. Quarterback Jack Pazinska had 4 touchdowns through the air today. Jack, tell me about the offensive operation today and how you felt it went.
Oh yeah, well, we came out slow. Started the first drive, had a touchdown, was great. And then the whole first half, we were trying to get it going. We couldn't really get it going, and then we went into halftime, made some adjustments, and then came out here and just kind of put it on them. Didn't stop until the game was over, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely did not stop until the game was over. 28-0, a goose egg, held up by the Bears. And now next week going against Susquehanna. So how you feeling going into the game? Is there any form of game plan type that you guys haven't set yet? I know you guys just finished today, but, you know, anything crossing the mentals in terms of that?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of them because I was watching the Franklin and Marshall film, and they played them. So I only watched a little bit, not too much. Wasn't really focused on it yet. But we'll focus on it now. And that's the goal now. Just want to know every week. Just want to know every week. That's it.
Yep. And we're hoping to go 1-0 against the Riverhawks next week. Of course. All right, Jack.
Yep.
Much appreciated.
Yep.
How's it going, Bears fans? James Schultz, UCSN Sports on Main here with a very special guest. Aaron Diamond had 1 interception in the 28-0 Bears pasting of the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall. Aaron, just talk to me about the defensive play a little bit and how you thought it went.
To be honest, we were coming out the half a little dry, I felt like, and I just wanted to pick up the energy. And for me, I've been a little quiet this season, for the first couple of games. And I knew it was time to make something happen. And right out the half, first play, I saw an opportunity and I just bit down on it. Definitely wanted to switch the momentum and give, the offense a better position on the field so we could, it ultimately ended up in a score. So definitely, changed the momentum and got the crowd involved, and it just went on from there.
Yeah, 2 offensive possessions by the Diplomats did lead to 2 scores for the Bears off the bat, taking it what was 14-0, making it quickly 28-0, and basically sealed the deal from then on out. The Bears go against Susquehanna next week. How you feeling about it? And just let me know, 9 top 25 votes, with a win next week and 1 this week. You think the Bears crack the top 25?
In terms of Susquehanna, we're taking it, one day at a time, one practice at a time, and every moment counts. So this game is no different from, last week, this week. We're coming militant, we're coming ready, and, we're just trying to put our, Ursinus on the map, represent well. In terms of the votes, in terms of the rankings, in terms of numbers, I can't really count, so none of that really matters to us. What matters is coming out, showing out, playing for the guy next to you, not playing for yourself. It's all about the name across the jersey.
Well,
you see, go Bears, let's go. Sorry, bro.
No, we do. But one thing we can count is 3 W's.
They're in the books. We don't stop here, though. Let's
James
go.
Schuld, UCSN, here with Aaron Diamond. Pleasure.
Much love, much love.
Next Saturday at 1:30, the Bears once again take on number 25 ranked Susquehanna Riverhawks. That was this week's recaps. Now let's move on to the previews for this upcoming week's games.
On Wednesday, women's soccer will travel to Wilkes-Barre to take on the Lions of King's College at 4 p.m.
At 7 o'clock, the women's volleyball team will be traveling to East Whiteland Township to take on Immaculata University.
Also at 7 p.m., field hockey will be traveling to Mechanicsburg to take on number 5 Messiah University.
To cap off Wednesday's games, at 7:30, the men's Bears soccer team will be once again taking Patterson Field to be facing conference rival Swarthmore College.
And to finish this week's previews, on Friday, cross country travels to Lehigh for the Paul Short Run. And that just about wraps up everything we have here at Sports on Main.
One last thing before we go, we would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to you, the fans, the viewers, for tuning in these first 2 weeks and this episode, and hopefully the next one. And we thank you for your continued support and all the feedback you have given us. And you guys have no idea how much this means to us, that you guys are enjoying it, we're enjoying making it. Be sure to tune in this Friday at 8 p.m. for episode 4.
From everyone here at Ursinus College Sports Network, I'm James Schuld.
And I'm Steve Weissman.
And as always,
Go Bears.